All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, April 7th, 2023 edition of the Contributor Comms team meeting. This is the week before KubeCon, which is exciting. But the other thing I'm supposed to say is remember, we do operate under a code of conduct, which essentially says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. We're going to talk more about KubeCon in a bit, but I have shared the notes in the chat. Let me open up the chat so that I have it here. And I think we can dive into updates and big wins. I don't think we have anyone new on the call, but if anyone would like to reintroduce themselves at any time, you're always welcome. So for our first update big win, it's not exactly... It kind of is related to this group, actually, I guess. But I have been nominated for co-chair of ContribEx.
Yay!
Yay, responsibility.
Well, that's a double-edged sword, yay. But we can come to you to cancel meetings now.
Yay!
Shortly from now.
Yeah, should be very soon. Definitely.
No, congratulations, Caslin. You have worked really hard in this community to earn the trust of the community and the respect of the community. So congratulations. This is well deserved.
Thank you. I'm excited about it and also somewhat terrified. I'm no Bob or Josh, so yeah, it will be a shift.
if you need help, we're always here for you. So
yes.
Don't worry about that.
Bob and Josh will be hanging out around. They're not just gonna hand off and disappear. They also wear a lot more hats than just the SIG ContribEx one. So like sorting out which responsibilities are just the SIG ContribEx chair ones, which ones were just things that Bob and Josh were doing, will be a thing. Yeah. So I'll be, yes.
Oh, big yay.
Yay! I will accept all the yays. Yays welcome. So I will be taking on additional responsibilities in the SIG. So like running the SIG ContribEx meetings, which are currently bi-weekly on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So every other week, there's one next week. I'm starting to run those meetings. I'll be able to have access to the SIG ContribEx calendar so I can delete our meetings when we need to. And if we ever wanted to change them, I could change them. And I'll also be doing those kinds of things for other sub-projects and folks within SIG ContribEx, and learning lots of other things that I will be doing. Right now I'm working on preparing our annual report bit, which is something that our group does that early. Yeah. It was like the deadline is coming up and we mentioned it and I was like, oh, is anyone working on it? And they're like, no. It's like, could I work on it?
Please do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like you've done this before. So I'm working on getting that drafted up. I wanted to put that PR in by like today. I'm going to put that on my to-do list.
That's part of the other edge of the yay, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that one's not too bad. Stuff like dealing with the password manager for the whole SIG. That's
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be figuring that stuff out and like dealing with code of conduct committee and stuff like that. I'm sure will come up. Anyway, so I will be taking on that responsibility. Also, KubeCon is a week away, basically.
Yeah. Terrifying looks and horror ensues.
Yes. I appreciated the Scream segment on the contributor summit meeting. After the recording goes off, that's when everyone screams. That's a tradition. We've done that in past years as well. On that, we have canceled related to both of these items, actually. We have canceled our meetings next week and the week after. So on April 14th and on April 21st. Those two meetings are canceled. 14th and 21st meetings are canceled due to KubeCon. We had talked about maybe canceling the 28th, which is the week after KubeCon. Bob, like, he was showing me how to do it, and he went ahead and canceled the 14th, and then I realized I'm actually flying that day, so that's actually probably a good idea.
Nice.
Unless you want to run the one before KubeCon. I assume you're out.
I have like one responsibility that day aside from packing, and it is our whole day zero, know before you go thing. So yeah,
we'll be super busy preparing for KubeCon, so we won't have the 14th. We definitely won't have the 21st because Chris and I and Roger and lots of other folks, I'm sure, will be in Amsterdam.
Yes, indeed.
But the 28th, I'm actually gonna be back, so I can run that one. What are you up to the week after, Chris?
I should be around unless I'm totally burned out still, right?
So we could possibly run it.
Yeah.
But we could also cancel. I will have permissions at that point, so I can go in and cancel it, and we don't need to rely on someone else to do that.
let's like assess on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go from there, I guess. I think that's fair. I've got I
don't really want to do 3 weeks in a row that we don't have a meeting, you know?
Yeah.
The
problem, I just have found a problem on my Wednesday that week. So yes, I need to take care of that. Great. You can't have surgery and then go to another doctor's appointment after. Typically frowned upon.
It depends on the surgery. Indeed. Okay, sounds good. The other KubeCon thing that I have to talk about is our tweets. We will also get to that in the board. Should I do tweet stuff now or in the board? Anyone have opinions?
Do it now because I think it's germane to previous discussion about KubeCon.
Yes, very true. All right. I'm gonna have to open the board though to find the link to the sheet. So I think I'm actually gonna kind of adjust our process here, since we have Sujay has offered to help me out with this last stage of getting the KubeCon tweets prepared, and Nitish also has offered to help out, who's not here right now, but I'll reach out to him on Slack. So I've been thinking about how I want to do this. Let's open this up. All right, so KubeCon tweets. Usually I try to set these are like, people have on this, except for the last day, but we'll fix that. Looks like Nitish and Sujay have those anyway, most of them. So usually I try to set a cutoff date for these, which should be like today. Which I did not communicate to anyone, but it seems like most folks.
I was about to say, did you tell people that?
I did not tell people that this time. That happens sometimes. Grace has a couple of these, who's working with you on Contributor Summit, I think, right?
Yeah. She has time like during the week, I feel like. And I think this week I took her, or last week I took her time for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's think through it. So folks have added, that's cool. The next step that needs to happen here is I should probably go through and review each one of these, just to make sure that the wording makes sense and it conveys what it needs to convey, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking we might need an additional column here for reviewed. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in.
Cool.
Reviewed by Caslin. And then once the tweet has been reviewed,
scheduled.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. Once the tweet has been reviewed, we'll need to get them into Buffer. So Sujay, you haven't worked with Buffer at all yet, right? You haven't done any tweet stuff?
No.
Okay, cool.
I'll have to do that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I was thinking maybe we should do like a review of Buffer here on the meeting today.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I was thinking maybe we'd have more new people who this would benefit, but Roger, I don't think you're familiar with Buffer either, are you?
I've used
You've
it.
been at
Yeah.
it? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go deep into it. But Avinash has offered to help if you need additional help, Sujay, from someone who is in your time zone as well. I'll only be able to help out at weird hours. So that'll be helpful. Thank you, Avinash, for volunteering. I'm going to have to log into this apparently. So let me grab that for a second.
Mhm.
So the tool that we use to do tweet stuff is Buffer. And once I log into that, I'll show you roughly how it works and how we're going to use it for this. I have two-factor authentication. I gotta go find the app.
Yeah, I found an account
Such a
that
thing.
didn't have 2FA today, and I was like, damn it, I share this account with somebody else, my wife. Can I turn on 2FA? We do have like a shared 1Password, but it's like, is she familiar with two-factor auth? You know,
Oop.
gotta have
All
that
right,
discussion in the house.
Yeah, that is important. Why is this? I'm just like clicking things all over the place. Why is this? Oh, okay. That's why that happened. All right. Discard changes. Now, this is Buffer. Actually, I think I'm in my own. No, I'm in Kate's contributors right now. Perfect.
Nice.
We have a blog tweet scheduled for
Oh,
Wednesday,
awesome.
which already went out.
Yeah. So there's, first of all, thing you should know, there is automation. There's Zapier automation in the Zapier account that we have access to auto publish blogs from Kates.io and Kates.dev. And the way that kind of works, Caslin, if you go to settings, I forget where the schedule is. So there's a default schedule. Actually,
Not
I think
this
it's
calendar. But
no, because this doesn't show the like post slots. Right?
The slots, yeah.
The
I was just
pre-scheduled
there.
times.
Cues. It's right here.
Okay, cool. So there are 4 times a day, and these are auto suggested by Buffer themselves, right? That captures a global audience. There's 4 times a day a tweet could go out. So all that automation.
We can do it whenever we want, but
We
this
can
is
do
like...
it whenever we want. But these are the suggested times. If you're like, oh no, this is just, it needs to go out this day, I don't know what time. These are suggested times that you can use like just by default. And these are when and how things that are automated get scheduled. They will take the next available slot. And that's just good for you to know when scheduling anything, what the defaults are. So the default automation puts the blog post in, and then the default schedule is what can help you define, oh, I don't know what time to send this out. These are the good times to send things.
Indeed. So one way that you can draft a tweet is by clicking on one of these times. You'd write out your tweet. If you want to add it to a campaign.
Yeah, we haven't necessarily taken advantage.
We don't
of
really use them that much.
Yeah, like we can't automate like the campaign part of it.
So like the blog posts, it would be cool if they were all in like a blogs campaign, but
right, exactly. But I need to relook at that maybe, because I know there's been.
You'd think they would implement that.
Like that should be easy, but whatever.
Indeed. Also, what's our status on Mastodon? It'd be great to get these KubeCon tweets out on Mastodon.
I haven't.
As well,
it's been one of those weeks again.
We're still waiting for the CNCF on that, aren't we?
Well, I don't know if I have a path forward with the CNCF at this point. Let me
okay.
talk to Jeff.
Maybe give me access to the Mastodon and I can do it manually
There
like
you
I
go.
used to do with Twitter?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right.
It'll be wonky this year, but well, this
Well,
time.
here's the thing. I can set up the automation to do it like from RSS directly.
Oh, okay.
To,
yeah, just do the
Mastodon.
mirroring.
It'll
now.
do it right. Like it'll do. No, not Twitter mirroring. It'll basically just use the RSS feed and post it once the RSS feed has something to post.
Of the Twitter account?
On the
RSS
Mastodon
feed.
account is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the RSS feed of the Twitter account.
Right. It'll bypass.
Yeah. So it's basically mirrored.
Buffer, essentially. But yeah,
Yeah.
it'll go out at different times, which is fine. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, let me get that set up too, and I'll look into more Zapier stuff, but let me also track down where the conversation stopped with Jeff.
Okay, tweets. Is to set up RSS feed automation from Twitter to Mastodon. If we can get that done in the next week,
Right.
that'd be handy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so how this will work for the KubeCon tweets, however, Sujay and Nitish, I'm going to ask you two to work through these. I'm thinking the way that maybe we should do this is claim a tweet by putting your name in the scheduled column. Let's review this one right now as an example. So 1 day until KubeCon, we're kicking off with co-located events tomorrow. Follow us for contributor events and don't forget to build your schedule now. See you in amazing Amsterdam. That sounds fine to me. It doesn't have the schedule link, so I'm going to add the schedule link before I try to schedule this. Unless not.
Yes, but I'm supposed to
that?
make some short links today at Noah's request for stuff like that. So, but for this, I think you're fine.
This is just going to be the general schedule.
Yeah, it's the.
They didn't say
fall
the contributor summit, so yeah. That schedule up yet?
No idea, but probably.
I think last I checked,
We
it
have
wasn't.
I mean, I thought. When did the CFP close? CFP closed was last week, I think. So
Ugh,
maybe
gosh, kind of close.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so I added the link to the KubeCon schedule here to this tweet. It looks good to me now, so I'm going to say it has been reviewed. I went ahead and copied that. What is the length limit for Twitter? 280 characters?
280.
So this one actually fits within the limit, even though it added the link. Remember, links don't actually count toward the Twitter limit, so I just ignore this column. You can just ignore this column. Anyway, so I've reviewed this tweet.
It's good to know, though, if you're like at 500 or 400 or something, right? Like,
yeah, then you're going to have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But Buffer should tell you that also. Yeah,
like it'll throw an error potentially.
So I copied the text of that tweet now that I've reviewed it and slightly edited it. So I went ahead, let me do that again so that I talk through it more slowly. So I was on this page. If I was on the calendar page, it also has the create post button. So I click the create post button. I put the text from the sheet into here. I put it into the events campaign. You don't have to do that, but should I add the preview to the tweet? What do you think, Chris?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Should I add the preview of the sketch page to the tweet? It's basically just the KubeCon
you can.
logo.
Yeah.
Do we have opinions about?
These logos are you can definitely, they are for sharing.
Well, yeah, but do we have opinions about having previews on tweets? So they help? Do they hurt? Do people care about them?
They help.
They help. That's what I thought.
They help on Twitter. They don't necessarily help on Mastodon, right? Like we're starting to figure out subtle differences between the two networks, like what works, what doesn't. Like hashtags are more important on Mastodon, like Twitter used to be. So yeah.
So I hit create post, I pasted in the content. It recommended a preview just because it has this link. So I went ahead and added that. And I think that looks good. So I want to schedule it, which is a little bit hidden here. There's the save as draft button and there's a little arrow down here. And you want to hit schedule draft, which is in the drop down.
There's also an add to queue drop down thingy.
Yeah, is there schedule? Yes, guess schedule post there.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
that's probably the way to do it actually.
that is the way to do it, yes.
Yeah. So schedule post, and then let's see what time we said that this should go out. This should go out. Oh, this is in Pacific time. I'm going to change that first.
Oh, I thought we agreed that like it should live in Pacific time.
I think generally yes, but if it's all right to switch it during KubeCon, it makes
sense.
scheduling these a lot easier.
Yes. Good point.
Because I have this local time column because I had to use that because I had to convert.
But it's actually kind of brilliant, Caslin. I didn't think of it like that. But yes, totally do it. Yeah.
During KubeCon time, I'm going to switch the account.
Like normally I'd be like
time.
Pacific or UTC, but this makes total sense, right? Like
yes. Day to day. I'll change it back after, but
wonder if I could automate the import of the thingy majiggy. Yeah, it's going to be in the account settings, I think.
Is it my personal account? I thought I could change it for like
organization,
the channel or something.
Oh, maybe no
organization.
Nope. Damn.
I definitely found a way to do this in the past.
No, I think it's on that same page. Like click on the account on the left-hand side. Sorry, not that account. Just go
not
back.
This one?
Go back one. Yeah. Now
go
click
back
on
to
the account on the left-hand side.
This goes to the queue.
Right. But there should be settings.
Oh, yes. There it is. Haha.
Yeah. Ta-da.
Thank you.
No problem.
Good work.
Central European time.
What is Central European time?
Yeah.
Oh, you can type a city. Amsterdam.
There you go. That's actually got its own time zone file.
Oh, I hit enter and apparently that just refreshed the page.
There you go. You got to pick one. Yeah.
Amsterdam, Netherlands.
And it's saved. Done.
Oh, yep. It does say
so
that.
Everything's auto-converted to post in that time zone at those times.
Yes. So for the next like 2 weeks, at least 3 weeks, maybe, note that if you do any tweet drafting in Buffer, it will be in European time.
We should probably mention that like to the channel.
We probably should. So let's start this process again. So I hit the create post button. I copied the content from the spreadsheet. You can see why this takes forever and I need help. So I pasted the stuff from the spreadsheet. I selected the media. I am scheduling the post. And what did I have in here? We want this one to go out on April 17th at 9 a.m. CEST. So I just have to put this for April 17th at 9 a.m. And that's already in Europe, Amsterdam time, it says at the bottom. So I'm scheduling that. And for me, that went ahead and scheduled it. But there's also a couple drafts here from Kim that we never did get done. Oops. So if I were to scroll forward here in our queue, you can see that that's scheduled on Monday, April 17th at 9 a.m. So we need to go through and do that for each one of the tweets in this. So each of these ones don't have a time listed yet. I'll go ahead and fix that. But we need to go through and schedule each one of these. For you all, for Sujay and Nitish, as you're helping me with this, you will have to submit yours for approval So I'll double check your work just to make sure that it's all good. So don't worry too much that you're going to mess anything up. You can't mess anything up. I got your back.
Brilliant.
So you will schedule the tweet, and then it'll be submitted for my approval. And then once I approve it, it will get added to the schedule. So that was very confusing, and I went back and forth a lot, but that's the rough idea of what you're going to need to do. So Jay, did you get some semblance
got
of
you.
that?
Oh, totally. Got it.
So I
Cool.
also need to add you to our team.
Yes.
Uh,
Which I'm starting to wonder, is there a
I
limit?
probably shouldn't
on
do that,
that?
actually.
No, please don't show everybody's thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so let me know what email you want to use, and I will add you to the team. Sound good, Sujit?
Okay. I'm sharing Slack.
I'm sharing
Yes.
I just put a
DM
Slack.
me on Slack
Yeah. There
the
you
email
go.
address that you'd like to use, and I'll get you added to Buffer so that you can work through this.
I just posted in the channel. I'll put it in the notes as well that we made this change.
Yes, wonderful.
There.
Okay. Any questions right now, Sajay, or anyone else about Buffer and KubeCon tweets?
Not, probably you can't add me because I have not created any account in Buffer.
Yeah, I'll be able to add you, and then it will invite you to Buffer.
Yeah.
So you just
don't
have to
worry
share
about
your
that.
email with me. And then
Right, like you're using the
I'll get you.
Kate's contributor account, essentially. If you want to create your own, you can, but it'll be completely independent of this one. Like you get like for me, for example, I get a drop down of like accounts that I have access to. So
Indeed. Cool.
let me go ahead and do Zapier to.
So we'll get
blog
you added
to-
in. Once you get your account, you can ping me or Avinash, or both of us probably is a good idea, as you have questions about Buffer.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right. That was still in the updates and big wins section. Anyone else have any updates or big wins?
the fact that we just did all that, and maybe I could splice it up in a way that is actually usable, I think is good.
Wonderful. Any contributor summit stuff you want to call out as updates or big wins?
The SIG meet and greet. I know that SIG ContribEx will probably be represented very well. I will not be in town. I'm actually leaving on Friday. So it is on the
Right.
Friday of KubeCon. If you're in town, please go to it and represent comms.
I'll be there.
Because
I will
know
be a
you'll
little bit
there.
late though, because of my
Right.
talk.
Right. So like if we have somebody there from comms, this is considered, one of the ways into the project for
Mhm.
new folks. So yeah, it'd be awesome if somebody was just there. Like they'll have like sticky cards to hang up, I think, like last time, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and they'll have pins. You get a pin for going
yeah,
there that
so,
says
like,
SIG ContribEx.
SIG ContribEx, but then if you have like a comm sign in front of you, that could be interesting to people, right? Like contributor
true.
comms.
I don't think we have that, but anyway.
No, but like I'm not going to be there, and folks would know me for that.
Yeah.
And for you, Kevin, you now have the entire SIG, so it's like I don't want to make it all on you.
Yeah. I'll be there, but I'll be a little late. But Bob will also be there manning the SIG ContribEx table, and several other folks I'm sure will be there.
Cool.
But it would be great to have someone from our sub project, from the contributor comms sub project.
So if you're available and you're watching this, because I know some people do, please represent if you're going.
Any other contributor summit stuff? I still need to write the meet and greet tweet. I have that assigned to myself and I haven't done it.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it as I
Yeah,
go through and review.
I've got to schedule something to go out Monday. The celebration is after, but you have to be registered for the contributor summit, I think.
Yes,
That-
that's
yeah,
usually the
like-
rule.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any changes that aren't or haven't already been communicated out.
Oh,
No, like there's an issue for on-conference suggestions if you want to contribute to that. And then that's about it because like it's almost done like time.
yep. Also, one other thing that I feel like would make sense to mention about KubeCon, though it feels a little
Mhm.
wrong. I have 2 talks at KubeCon. One of them is the SIG ContribEx maintainer track talk.
Nice.
So I will be representing our work in that.
Beautiful.
And then I have another one that's a 101 track talk, just for your information.
Cool.
Nice.
So
Um,
if you want to check out content from KubeCon, there are a couple from me.
nice. Yeah, I still got to make my schedule. Figure that out.
SIG ContribEx maintainer track. A 101 track. My 101 track one is with Rich Burrows.
Nice. Let me know how that goes.
He runs the Cube Cuddle podcast. That's the thing.
So would you like me to test the automation for RSS to Mastodon or just set it up and let it roll for whenever the next time it goes out?
I'd say set it up and let it roll probably. We
Okay.
need to get it set up. So
Yeah.
Also,
Oh wait. I thought you could go
I need
Mastodon
to
here. No
smack my
buffer.
window because a woodpecker is pecking on our house.
Oh, go
So
ahead,
I'll
do
be
that.
back real quick.
All right. Any new items or concerns or things that you want to bring up? Okay. No new items. Feel like, oh, I can't go directly from Zapier to Mastodon. That's why we need it in buffer. Duh. Okay, figured that out. Can't automate that yet. So yeah, I've sent a message to Jeff. We'll get it figured out.
Okay.
I
So
tried.
if I have to do it manually, I can do that.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna object or anything. It's just I think they need to just double check that like the digital card they used has like the limit right.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
But if we're worried about getting it done, I want to make sure that we get the KubeCon tweets out on Mastodon. So
Yes.
if I have to do it manually, I am okay with that.
I will
Probably better.
I will DM you the credentials.
Yeah. Figure out how to get me access so that I can help out with that. So that I can do it manually if I need to. All right. Were there any new items?
I asked, nobody brought up anything.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah.
All right, let's go into the board then. Right. Let's start with in progress items. Federico isn't here today. He's also part of staff for the contributor summit. He'll be on site at KubeCon EU. So I'll see him there. It's exciting. So no updates, I assume, on these. If you do want to know the status of them, I think the draft ones probably aren't updated, but this one that he has as an issue, I think, he hasn't updated that in a month. Typical issue stuff. But you can always reach out to Federico for status on spotlights. So Jay, you're working on one of them. Do you have any updates on yours?
Yeah, basically, Federico suggested some changes, and I have done those. And I'm waiting for his some other
You're good.
suggestions.
Yeah.
Some last passes.
Okay, so he's reviewed your draft and made suggestions and you're working on implementing them. Is that a good summary? Cool. So draft in review. Is it good status?
Yes, yes, that's fine.
Is it ready for wider review yet? About to be.
Sorry.
Is your draft ready for wider review? Folks beyond Frederico to see it yet? Or very
Yep,
soon?
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we should go ahead and move yours to the ready for review column since we won't be meeting for 2 weeks. If you think it'll be ready within those 2 weeks, what do you think?
Let's not do it right now. Once it's done from Federico's side, I'll ask him or you to move it.
Okay, that sounds good. He is on top of that kind of stuff. So sounds like a plan. I don't think anyone else here is working on spotlights right now, right?
Not, I don't think so.
Cool. What else have we got here? Registry.kates.io social media. Is there anything in particular there right now? I don't think so, right? Just Arnaud did create a slide for anyone who is speaking at KubeCon to mention the registry change. I think very few people know about it. I was trying to find it to put it in some of our decks and I couldn't. So we were working on getting that. If I can get that slide, I'll try to put out some comms for folks to find it. That would be the one ongoing thing that I know of there.
Or if you hear noises.
Slide for KubeCon. Okay, we went over tweet planning. We still need to update the GitHub team someday. I think.
We need to make sure that one of us can even do that.
Yeah.
Let me check. Well, wait, which GitHub team? That one right there?
Where is it?
Not the coordinators, the
Here it is.
there. So that's when people tag us. So yeah, we should probably make sure that's good and up to date.
Yeah, which it is not.
No, sadly.
Yeah, so we need to fix that still. Your notes about adminning to the documentation, not until after KubeCon for sure.
Yeah. Not now. I'm still trying to figure out the announce spot, why it's broken. I haven't had time. I thought today was
yeah.
gonna be the day, but
Folks probably
might-
want that right now, don't they? And it's still
yeah,
wonky.
and it's still busted.
Which we don't fully own, which is part of the whole thing here. Thought we owned it more than we did, and then I started looking into it, and it's like under the Slack stuff, and then
oh yeah, it's deep in the
It's weird.
brains of everything. It feels like.
it's a hole to fall into.
Yeah, I
Context for folks who have just gotten lost. We have a Slack bot that allows us to send announcements out to a whole bunch of channels within Slack, theoretically. Doesn't actually work at the moment. There was one point where we changed something and it broke it and we never actually fixed it. And it's kind of awkward, like I said, because like I thought it was something that we had more ownership of. I think the folks in our group like originally created it, but they had to create it, I think, within the Slack repos. And so it's kind of owned by the Slack folks. And we like don't have any documentation on how it works and how to fix it and stuff. And so it's a little bit of a mess.
and messes are my specialty.
You do work on open source. It's
Got
kind
the
of
coin.
implied, Chris.
I've got the coin. Why do I have Zapier open again?
Beyond that.
Um,
And we're also working on updating storytelling resources to blogging resources because that's more descriptive
Yes.
and makes more sense to people.
oh,
Yep.
new news. The
Yes.
128 release team is open.
Oh, right.
And
That release goes out like in a few days, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to do the whole like, what blogs are coming out? When are they
Mhm.
coming out? When
Exactly.
do we
Right.
tweet them?
No
thing anymore.
timing necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, the that
Blogs will be auto tweeted.
yeah, that would be even more work. Anyways, the one thing to remember with the release team is that like it'd be great for us to have some kind of representation, but yeah,
If you want to be
it's
on the
not
release team
required. It's
in their
not
comms group
required.
in
Yeah.
1.29, keep an eye out for that application. We would appreciate members of our group applying to be part of that.
Yep. I'll grab the issue.
What are you planning for lead for next time, Chris?
I'm sorry.
Because we
what?
totally plan that, right?
No, I
don't.
am not like, I don't think I could do co-lead of this and be on the release team and like keep
Yeah,
my
I mean,
sanity.
like theoretically, I think when you're lead of that, you should have a shadow in mind for the next lead.
Right. And
But I don't know that you do.
the
It
only
might be
person
one
I
of us
have is
two again.
Grace, maybe, but
Yeah.
she would need to like figure out if she has the time to do it.
Yeah, you can chat with Grace about it.
Yeah.
Avinash has been rejected a lot. That is an issue with release team. They get a lot of applications
Yeah.
for the shadowing.
And they're not exactly sure who's who. If you put on there that you are a member of contributor comms and you're applying for the comms role, that will help. And I know who the lead is, so I can always chip in there.
Yeah, we'll also fuss at them to try to make sure that at least someone from our group is on there.
Yes. Oh wait, Grace did apply and was accepted, so that's good.
Oh wait, you're not the lead for comms for the release, are you? You're just
No.
for the contributor summit. Sorry,
No, just
I was
the
thinking about
contributor
that.
yeah. No, so I was gonna actually suggest her.
For release also.
Yeah, for release, but it looks like she's got
Too early in the morning, getting contributor summit and release
God.
mixed up in my head.
Yes.
Especially with them being right next to each other. Yeah, release team is a whole thing.
The release team is open and looking for shadows and such. So there is
I have never been lead of release release comms, only of contributor summit comms.
I shadowed once and was
once as well.
Completely unable to keep up for some reason. So
right, that happens.
I think I was live streaming at the time every day, which is probably
that would do
why.
it.
Yeah,
definitely. But yes, we would appreciate you trying again.
Yeah,
we know that the application process is competitive these days.
And if you apply, let me know and I will go say something in good faith about you. Yes, I will say nice things about you. There you go. That's what I say.
Yeah, we have no authority over the
I can strongly
process,
suggest though.
But yeah, we can throw a word in.
Yeah.
All right. So folks, please apply to release shadow positions. I think we did have someone this time though. Who was it? Was it Federico on release? He was on release once. Was it Atarva? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, but I was like, was it? It's been so long since we talked about it. Wait, 1.27 release is coming out or 1.28 release is coming out?
The 1.27 release is coming out. The 1.28 release team is forming. Yeah.
Okay. Is the shadow application out yet? We need to tweet that.
I don't know. Ask James.
Okay.
Sorry, I am.
There should be an email that comes out. So
Yeah,
watch for
keep an eye on dev.
release shadow application. And
Has that been something
Put
that
it
we've
in
been asked
buffer.
not to tweet again? I don't remember what happened.
the
last
shadow
time with
application?
that. Yeah.
No, we have been asked to tweet about the shadow application. I'd have to look at past examples to see exactly what we tweeted. Sometimes we don't tweet direct links to things because we don't want spam, since we are sharing it publicly. So we might send out a link to the email instead of a link to the application. I think for this one, we might actually send out the application, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I would definitely be confident sending the link to the email about
same
the shadow.
Cool. Okay, we agree there.
Yes. So
We just have to be careful, right? Because we have unintentionally caused a lot of spam before, just by tweeting from that account. Apparently more people keep an eye on that than the number suggests. So yeah, we just need to be careful that we don't actually send the internet to something that is like in need of being like not bombarded.
indeed. We have 5 minutes left. Any other to-do items that we need to go over? New contributor workshop content still on hold until we get GitHub workspaces. Code spaces. That's what it's called. Yeah. Slackbot's still broken, still in to do. Should we move that to in progress? Are you actively working on that?
I did ask like where everything is, so yeah, might as well.
Okay, I'm gonna move it. And then we'll move it back to do after KubeCon when we forget about it again and no one cares. As we usually do.
I feel like I have to fix it today, to be honest with you.
You do, or you don't. And it will come up
depends.
again next time.
Yes.
It's one of those two options. Both will be fine. I was saying one of my mottos with work is if it's important, it will come up again. If it wasn't that important, it won't.
About right.
It'll keep coming up until it gets done, unless it doesn't need to get done anymore, in which case you don't need to worry about it. Cool. So that's it for our board. Let's go to the table.
Yeah, let's blow through that real quick.
Still enjoying that joke. All right. So we have been over all of our main things. We have 4 minutes left. Anybody else want to talk about anything in particular on the recording? Or shall I stop the recording? All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and begin the screaming section of our call today. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, Internet.
See ya.
One thing, Gaston, like